She laughed. My ex thinks he can come back after I took everything. At girls' night. I said, he can. When she got served with fraud charges for the forged documents in their divorce, the everything got returned with interest. I, 34 male, was having dinner alone at my usual spot last Friday when I heard familiar cackling from the booth behind me. My ex-wife Vanessa, 32, was having girls' night with her crew. Same gaggle of friends who'd convinced her she deserved better during our marriage. Girl, I still can't believe you pulled it off. Her friend Brittany's voice carried over. Half his 401k and the rental property? Iconic. Please, Vanessa laughed. After 6 years of putting up with his boring ass, I earned every penny. You should have seen his lawyer's face when my documents showed all those investments I made into the property. Photoshop is a beautiful thing. My hand froze reaching for my water glass. Wait, you mean those receipts were fake? Another voice sounded like her friend Kendra. Obviously, like I'd spend my money improving his rental, but a few edited bank statements, some contractor invoices I made on Canva, more laughter. His lawyer didn't even verify them. Too busy feeling sorry for the poor wife who invested her inheritance into her husband's property. What inheritance? Brittany asked. The one I invented, said my grandma left me $80K that I put into renovations. Even made a fake will. Men are so stupid, he didn't question it because he was too guilty about the divorce to fight. I quietly pulled out my phone and hit record. But what if he finds out? Kendra sounded nervous. How? It's been 8 months. Everything's finalized. Even if he suspected something, I was careful. Used cash for everything, created a whole paper trail. Besides, Vanessa's voice turned smug. Jake's already sniffing around again. Sent me flowers last week. Pathetic loser probably misses having someone to cook and clean for him. No way you'd take him back though, right? Are you kidding? After I took him for everything, he can keep dreaming. I'm living my best life with his money while he's probably eating ramen in some studio apartment. Actually, I was doing fine in my 2-bedroom condo, but thanks for the concern, Ness. They kept talking, but I'd heard enough. I paid my check, making sure to keep my head down as I passed their booth. Vanessa was too busy showing off her new designer bag to notice me. Back home, I listened to the recording again. Clear as day. She'd admitted to forging documents, creating fake invoices, and lying about an inheritance that never existed. During our divorce, I'd been too depressed to question much. When her lawyer presented evidence that she'd invested nearly $100K of her money into my rental property, I didn't fight it. The judge awarded her the property plus half my retirement to make things equitable. I'd lost a property worth $280K and $85K from my 401k because I trusted the legal system to verify documents. Stupid. But now I had her confession. The question was what to do with it. Saturday morning, I called my buddy Derek, who's a forensic accountant. Played him the recording. Holy shit, Jake. This is fraud, like criminal fraud, not just civil. Can I prove it though? She said she was careful. Forged documents in a divorce? Fake inheritance? Man, if you can get those original documents her lawyer submitted, I can probably trace the forgeries. This isn't some masterwork. It's Photoshop and Canva. There'll be digital fingerprints. I spent the weekend thinking. Part of me wanted to let it go, move on with my life. But she'd stolen $365K from me through lies, and was laughing about it, calling me pathetic. Monday, I made 2 calls. First, to my divorce attorney, Goldstein. Jake, how have you been? Please tell me you're not calling about getting remarried already. Actually, I need copies of all the financial documents Vanessa submitted during our divorce. Pause. That's unusual. Why? Can't say yet, but I need them. All of them. I'll have my paralegal pull the files. Can I ask, did something happen? Maybe. I'll know more once I see the documents. Second call was to a lawyer who specialized in fraud cases. Rebecca Winters came highly recommended and highly expensive. But if this worked out, Vanessa would be paying for it. Walk me through exactly what you heard, she said after I'd explained the situation. I played her the recording. She had me play it twice. This is good, very good, but we'll need more than just her drunken confession. Can you get me the divorce documents? My lawyer's pulling them now. Perfect. If we can prove forgery, we're not just looking at reversing the divorce settlement. This is criminal fraud, wire fraud if she used any electronic communications, possibly conspiracy if anyone helped her. She could face prison time. Prison. The word hit different when applied to someone you'd once loved. Then I remembered her laughing about taking me for everything. What's the next step? I asked. Get me those documents. If they're forged, we'll petition to reopen the divorce case and file criminal charges. She'll have to return everything plus damages. And Jake? Start documenting any attempts at contact. You mentioned she said you were sniffing around. That's interesting if you haven't contacted her at all. I hadn't sent flowers either. Another lie, apparently. Update 1. Got the documents from Goldstein on Wednesday. Derek came over that evening with his laptop and some fancy software. Okay, let's see what we're working with, he muttered, pulling up the first bank statement. This supposedly shows a wire transfer of $80K from an inheritance account. He did something with the software, adjusting contrast and magnification. See these pixels here? And here? Classic copy-paste artifacts. This was definitely edited. We went through everything. The contractor invoices, downloaded templates with changed names and dates, the will from her grandmother, completely fabricated. Her grandmother was still alive and living in Florida. The receipts for materials? Some were real hardware store receipts with amounts altered. Others were wholesale fabrications. This is amateur hour, Derek shook his head. I can't believe no one verified this stuff. How long to write up a report? Give me the weekend. I'll document everything. Digital forensics, metadata, the works. Your ex is screwed. Thursday, something interesting happened. I got a text from an unknown number. Hey Jake, it's Vanessa. New phone. Been thinking about us lately. Maybe we could grab coffee sometime? No pressure. I screenshot it and forwarded to Rebecca. Her response was immediate. Do not respond. This is perfect. Save everything. Friday brought flowers to my office. Card said, thinking of you, V. My coworkers were confused. I'd been very clear about being happily divorced. I took photos of everything and had reception hold on to them. That evening, another text. Did you get the flowers? I know I messed up. We had something good once. Saturday. Jake, please, just one coffee. I have something important to tell you. By Sunday, she was getting frustrated. I know you're reading these. Stop being childish. We need to talk. I documented everything, said nothing. Monday, Rebecca called. Derek's report is damning. Every single document was forged or altered. The forensics are undeniable. We're filing tomorrow. Criminal complaint with the DA and motion to vacate the divorce settlement for fraud. What happens next? She'll be served, probably arrested. The court will freeze any assets from the divorce until this is resolved. Jake, I need you to understand this is going to get ugly. She's going to come at you with everything. Let her. Tuesday morning, I was in a meeting when my phone started buzzing. Vanessa, calling repeatedly. Then texts. What did you do? The cops are here. Jake, this isn't funny anymore. Answer me. I can't believe you'd do this to me. You're ruining my life over money after everything? I silenced my phone and finished my meeting. By lunch, her friends had started. Brittany, Jake, what's going on? Nessa just got arrested at work. This is seriously messed up. Whatever happened between you two, getting her arrested is too far. Even got one from her mom. Jake, honey, there's been some misunderstanding. Please call me. I forwarded everything to Rebecca and continued my day. That evening, local news had picked it up. Area woman arrested for divorce fraud. They didn't name names, but anyone who knew us would know. The story mentioned forged documents totaling over $300K in fraudulent claims. My phone rang. Vanessa's lawyer from the divorce. Mr. Thomason, I'm represented by Rebecca Winters. Please direct all communication through her. I just want you to know I had no knowledge. Through my lawyer, please. I hung up. Wednesday, Vanessa made bail. The text started immediately. We need to talk, please. I can explain everything. It was just stupid girl talk. I didn't mean any of it. Jake, please. They're saying I could go to prison. This is insane. It was our money. We were married. I'll pay you back whatever you want. Just please drop this. That last one was interesting. Screenshot, forward, continue ignoring. Thursday brought a new development. Rebecca called, laughing. She tried to hire 3 different lawyers. They all declined after reviewing the evidence. She stuck with a public defender. Why would they decline? Because Derek's forensic report is that good. It's open and shut. No decent lawyer wants to defend the indefensible. Update 2 Friday. Vanessa showed up at my office. Security called me before letting her up. Absolutely not, I told them. She's not allowed in the building. I watched on the security monitor as they escorted her out. She was crying, mascara running, designer clothes wrinkled. Far cry from the woman laughing about taking everything a week ago. More texts. You won't even talk to me? I'm your wife. Ex-wife, I muttered, not responding. Saturday morning, 7 a.m., pounding on my door. I checked the peephole. Vanessa, looking rough. Jake, open up, we need to talk. I called the police. My ex-wife is at my door. She's out on bail for fraud charges, and there's a no-contact order. They arrived in 10 minutes. I watched through my window as they arrested her again. Violating a no-contact order while out on bail? Not smartness. Her mom called again. This time I answered. Jake, sweetheart, she's desperate. Can't you just talk to her? She forged documents to steal $365K from me, Linda. She laughed about it with her friends. I have it on tape. Silence. Then, she, on tape? Bragging about the whole thing. How she faked an inheritance, created false invoices, edited bank statements, laughing about how stupid I was. I didn't know. Yeah, well, now you do. But prison, Jake, she made a mistake, but a mistake? She committed multiple felonies. Systematically. With planning. That's not a mistake, Linda. That's a crime spree. She hung up on me. Monday's arraignment was interesting. I didn't have to be there, but Rebecca suggested I attend. Vanessa looked small in her jail outfit. No designer bags now. The judge read the charges. 4 counts of forgery, 2 counts of fraud, 1 count of perjury, 1 count of grand larceny, each carrying potential prison time. Her public defender tried. Your Honor, Miss Caldwell is a first-time offender with strong community ties. Who violated bail conditions within 72 hours of release, the prosecutor interrupted. The state requests remand. Bail is revoked, the judge declared. The defendant will remain in custody pending trial. Vanessa sobbed as they led her away. For a second, I felt bad. Then I remembered her laughing about me eating ramen while she spent my money. Tuesday, Rebecca had good news. The civil case is moving fast. Given the criminal charges, the judge agreed to an emergency hearing on vacating the divorce settlement, Friday, 2 p.m. What should I expect? Slam dunk. The evidence is overwhelming. She'll have to return the property, the 401k funds, plus interest and penalties. You'll also be awarded legal fees and possibly punitive damages. What about her? Can she even pay? The property will be returned via court order. The cash will garnish whatever she has, put liens on anything in her name. She'll be paying you back for years. Wednesday, Derek texted, saw Brittany at Starbucks. She practically ran when she spotted me, words getting around. Thursday, more flowers arrived at my office. Different flowers, same message. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I called Rebecca. How is she sending flowers from jail? Through her mom, probably. Document it, shows consciousness of guilt. Friday, civil court, Vanessa appeared via video link from jail, orange jumpsuit replacing designer dresses. The judge reviewed Derek's forensic report, listened to my recording, examined the original documents versus the forgeries. This is one of the most egregious cases of divorce fraud I've encountered, he said. The evidence is clear and convincing. The divorce settlement is hereby vacated due to fraud. The property located at address is to be returned to Mr. Thomason immediately. Miss Caldwell is ordered to repay the $85K in retirement funds plus 8% annual interest, totaling $91,800. Additionally, given the malicious nature of the fraud, I'm awarding punitive damages of $100K and full legal fees. Vanessa's face on the screen was devastated. Your Honor, I don't have that kind of money. Then you'll make arrangements through wage garnishment and asset liquidation. You created this situation through deliberate criminal acts. Miss Caldwell, these are the consequences. Total judgment, $191,800 plus legal fees. Plus I got my property back. As we left court, Rebecca was grinning. That went better than expected. Punitive damages are rare in civil cases. What happens if she can't pay? Bankruptcy won't discharge fraud judgments. She'll be paying this off the rest of her life if necessary. Every tax refund, every paycheck garnished, and that's separate from whatever happens in criminal court. Update 3. The criminal trial was set for 3 months out. In that time, Vanessa tried everything. Her mom called weekly, begging me to drop charges. She's learned her lesson, Jake. Isn't losing everything enough? I'm not pressing charges, Linda. The state is. It's out of my hands. Which was partially true. I could refuse to cooperate, but the evidence existed independently of me now. Her friends tried too. Brittany actually showed up at my gym. Jake, can we talk? No. She's facing 5 years. 5 years over some paperwork. Fraud. It's called fraud. And it's up to 15 years actually, not 5. She paled. 15? Per count. She's charged with 8 felonies. Brittany left without another word. Even got a call from Vanessa's new boyfriend. Yeah, apparently she'd started dating someone just before her arrest. Bro, I just wanted to understand what's really going on. Nessa says this is all a misunderstanding. Did she tell you she forged documents to steal $365K during our divorce? Silence. Did she mention she's on tape bragging about it? She said that was taken out of context. I have forensic proof that every document she submitted was fake. That's not context, that's crime. He hung up. Heard later he dumped her that same day. The trial itself was almost anticlimactic. The prosecutor presented Derek's forensic analysis, played my recording, showed the forged documents versus authentic ones, demonstrated how she'd created a fictional inheritance, complete with a fake will from her still-living grandmother. Her defense attorney tried arguing it was a misunderstanding between spouses, and that divorce makes people do desperate things. The jury deliberated for 2 hours, guilty on all 8 counts. Sentencing was 2 weeks later. I submitted a victim impact statement but didn't read it in court. Couldn't look at her anymore. The judge wasn't sympathetic. Miss Caldwell, you didn't just lie. You created elaborate forgeries, committed perjury, and stole hundreds of thousands of dollars through deliberate fraud. You've shown no genuine remorse, only regret at being caught. I sentence you to 3 to 5 years in state prison, followed by 5 years probation. You are ordered to pay full restitution to Mr. Thomason as determined in civil court. Vanessa collapsed. Her mom wailed. I left quietly. Final update. It's been a year since that night at the restaurant. Wanted to give a final update for closure. Vanessa served 18 months before being released on good behavior. She's on probation now, working at a call center. 35% of her paycheck goes to me for restitution. At this rate, she'll be paying until she's 60. The rental property was returned to me free and clear. I actually did renovate it, legitimately this time, and it's now bringing in $3K monthly in rent. Her friend group imploded. Brittany and Kendra had a falling out over who was responsible for enabling Vanessa. Last I heard, none of them speak anymore. Linda still sends me Christmas cards. Weird, but I think she feels guilty for raising someone capable of what Vanessa did. The ex-boyfriend who sent flowers never existed. She sent them to herself to create a narrative where I'd want her back. Found that out during discovery. She'd paid for them with the same credit card she used for everything else. Me? I'm doing well. Started dating someone 6 months ago, a forensic analyst, actually. Met her through Derek. She jokes that my crazy ex story beats anything she's seen at work. I'm not sure that's a compliment. Learned a lot from this experience. 1. Always verify financial documents in legal proceedings. 2. People will tell on themselves if you just listen. 3. The justice system works, but slowly. 4. Document everything. 5. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Sometimes I wonder if I should have just let it go when I heard her bragging. But then I remember her laughing about me being pathetic while spending money she stole through fraud. She gambled everything on fake documents and lost it all. The rental property, her freedom, her friends, her reputation. All for greed and ego. Someone asked if I felt bad about her going to prison, honestly? No. She made calculated choices to commit multiple felonies. She got caught because she couldn't resist bragging about it. That's not my fault. The money's nice, but the real satisfaction? She learned that karma doesn't always come naturally. Sometimes it comes with a forensic accountant and a good lawyer. Don't commit fraud, folks. Especially don't brag about it in public. You never know who's in the next booth.